Good morning, students. I hope you all are well. I hope you know that what is today. Today we are celebrating 159th birthday of Rabindranath Tagore, the Nobel Laureate of India. And today is Pochishe Boishak. So I wish you all to have a great day today, remembering him in every aspect, and to indulge yourself to have a part of your day celebrating it by doing any one the work done by him, and to share it with us so that we can also watch and enjoy and celebrate the day. I am again with class 8 history, the chapter we are doing. I hope you are reading back at home because I have telling you repeatedly that this chapter is very very important for you to learn, and this one is going to be having a tough ideas of world history. Let's see what we have today. We'll start with exploitation of workers. Last day only I have told you what are the harsh condition of the workers they were living. In one small place, lot of people were staying, less amount of places were there in the cities because they were migrating from the village to the cities. And all these were ideas which were going on and around in the places of the cities, and people were not having proper lifestyles. So what were the exploitation that the workers had, what exploitations they faced? Now, as from the village a lot of workers were coming to the city, they were facing a lot of exploitation from the work from the employers. What the employers of the capitalists used to do, because they were giving enormous wealth into the industry, they were not at all paying any at the rate expense to the workers. They were giving minimal amount of money to the workers, and if they do not want it, then their job will not be there. So no job security was given to the workers, low wages were there, and very harsh treatment. If someone is unable to do a work, they were beaten harshly, thrown away, and were treated very bad when the work is not done by the employer. The capitalist also made them or forced them to work for 16 hours a day without any break, and does not allow them to go on a strike or anything, does not provide proper fooding to them as well, but put them in harsh condition to work. Women and children were employed in large number in deep and dangerous coal mines. They worked from dawn to dusk on extremely low wages. No compensation was paid to worker for injury or death due to the accident in the mines. So they were forced to work in the coal mines, and no life security was there. No money was provided to the family if the person dies. Nothing was given, and it was very harsh for them to work the whole day. The extremely stressful working and living condition led to the decline of the moral values. People have lived the decline of the moral values of what is right and what is wrong, how to live a life and not, and they started struggling for their survival in that cities, because employers does not pay any attention for their survivals. What are the political effect? Now I told you in the starting only that industrial revolution not only changed the social effect, they also changed the economic as well as the political effect. We have read the social issues, economical, we have just read that how the capitalists used to earn money and invest it and not pay proper wages to the workers. And now we will be learning about the political issues, how the political issues or the political effect had on the country due to this industrial revolution. Before the Industrial Revolution, landowners were the enjoyers of wealth. That means I have a land property, people will work over there, but whatever benefit and profit I will get from it is mine. The property and the money is mine. But Industrial Revolution emerges many wealthy and powerful capitalists. Whoever had a land, whoever have money, suddenly become rich because of Industrial Revolution, because they had their own industries. And this causes the government policies to get an interest towards the capitalist class. Suddenly the government also put in energy to support the capitalist class, because they were the winner of the society by that time. Trade unions, the ruthless exploitation of the workers by the capitalists led to protest. Obviously, if someone is putting a harsh condition on you, people will protest, and this led to the formation of united or organized themselves. They organized and united themselves to form trade unions. Means a union or a part or a group will be there who will look around the rights, the wants, and the justice for the people who are working, for the workers, and they put a force on the parliament or the government to look into the matter and solve the issues. The trade union forced strong resistance from the employers. To many countries, the clash between the trade unions and the capitalists led to bloodshed. Now, what happened? Capitalists by this time considered that they were the winners and they are the triumphants. They were the only head of the society because they were earning money. Suddenly, when the trade union came and started putting a strong force of resistance on them, they came into as a form of wars, and even bloodshed have happened. Killing and murders were also there. Now, next point what we will read is the rise of imperialism. Now, before starting imperialism, need to have an idea in your mind. What does the word imperialism means? Imperialism is a policy of extending a country's power and influence to other countries through the use of military force, colonization and other means. Exactly same what British have done to us. That means a powerful country, that is a country which has strong power of monetary support and military support, conquer another country which is weaker than them in military and financial supports, and started taking over that country and ruling that country according to the capitalist or the previous country which is dominant. This idea of taking over a weaker country and ruling it is called imperialism. Imperialism means a ruler will be there who will rule everyone. One ruler, everyone they will rule. Exactly what British have done to India. Stronger British was a stronger country, financially and military wise. They came and conquer us and started ruling us. This was imperialism. This idea started taking over during this time because people or the country government who find that we are very rich, why would they be staying in their country only? They decided, why not conquer the world, why not go and make smaller countries our own, because from that smaller countries they will be getting the raw material for the industries. I have also told you in previously in this chapter that colonies they used to make, go to different country, conquer them and make them their colonies, to take the raw material from them and to sell the finished product over them as a marketplace. This was the whole idea. In the 18th and 19th century, the power, position and prestige of the imperial European nation depended on the extent and value of their overseas possession. Now, by 18th and 19th century, the European country used to talk like that, I have so many possession outside the country, outside the continent, so I am rich. And someone said I have 4 colonies, someone said I have 6 colonies. Depending on their possession, they have been considered to be powerful or not. Revolution sparked off a mad scramble of colonies in Asia and Africa. Industrial development depended on raw materials and ready market. Colonies could be exploited to serve as constant raw material and exclusive captive markets for the foreign good. That what I just said. They go to the smaller colonies, they collect the raw materials from them and then sell the finished product to them. This was a marketplace for the capitalist countries. By the end of the 19th century, the imperialist nation of Europe had colonized almost whole Asia and Africa. The scramble for colonies led to intense rivalry, fierce competition, and numerous wars. Obviously, people started fighting with each other in order to get back their own possessions. And this led to the War of 1914's World War I. In the 19th century, British had also started aggressive policy of dominance in India as well to get the raw material from us, because we all know India was very rich in their raw material from us, and to make it a place for market. And as British came in India, they found that India is very rich in their raw material, and it was a gold in the crown of British, that we have put a lot of our raw materials in serving the business of British, and that market also flourished when they were in India. Thus, the Industrial Revolution set in motion the multiple forces of imperialism in the modern world. In the race for supremacy, British surged ahead and emerged as the clear winner and creator of the largest and most powerful empire in the world, an empire on which the sun never sets. So, Industrial Revolution has shown a lot of colors. They have shown the starting of the industries, people losing their job in villages, field works getting stopped, moving from a village to city for money and for a job, having a bad condition of life in the job place, no proper money, no security of job, no life security, less places to stay, worst lifestyle. Then politically, the capitalists who were earning got the privilege. They went around into the world conquering countries to get the raw material and selling product market. And finally we find it resulted into the greatest war of the century or of the life. The World War One also happened due to this imperialistic idea. So we find a lot of changes in the world periphery due to this idea of industrialization. And obviously in India, the British Empire would unleash potent force in charge of political, economical, cultural, and tried to put the colonial idea or colonial economy on us, colonial idea and cultures of life, and ruled us for almost of 200 years. So this was the whole chapter what we have to read in this particular chapter. Here is a map which will tell you all the features of industrial revolution and what is going on and what is not. If I can show you that, see, these are the points which you are going to talk about during or about the industrial revolution. Go through the map, this will make it easier for you. And next day I will be providing you with the question answer of this chapter. Hope you have understood the explanation and will go through it properly. And if you have any problem, you can ask me. Thank you and have a nice day.